Two Jews and a Christian. This is not the beginning of a joke. What do Darwin, Marx, and Freud have in common? You might say they challenge religion with their ideas and theories. Darwin said we are not God's creatures, but just evolved animals. Marx said religion is a drug for the masses that numbs the pain of poverty. Freud said we are not rational beings. Most of our decisions are based on the irrational, animalistic subconscious. But if you look a bit closer, they all have a religious core and they all answer the religious questions. Darwin wrote about the origin of the species. Does it remind you of the Bible, specifically the Genesis, the origin of man? Marx wanted to create a communist utopia where everyone lived equally and happily. Isn't that like Christian heaven? Freud talked about guilty consciousness. Isn't that like Christian idea of sin? Freud developed his talking method or psychotherapy in which he listened to his patients talk. Isn't that like a confession in a church? So Darwin answered the question where we have come from, Marx on where we're heading, and Freud on how messed up we are right now. Judeo-Christian Genesis, afterlife, and guilty sins. So these three men didn't challenge religion but gave alternative versions of the same stories and questions. Would they have different answers if they were raised outside the Judeo-Christian world? But most crucially, would they have asked different questions entirely? So Freud was right. On a deeper level, your life choices are a lot of the time determined by the kind of childhood you had or in what culture you grew up.